Alright guys, I'm back with my review of this week's WWE Monday Night Raw for January 21st, 2013, the go-home show for the Royal Rumble. And there was a few things I liked about this show. I liked the Beat the Clock challenge. Really led nowhere though at the end, but I thought that was a interesting way to put some matches over here on TV, and trying to think if there was anything else. Yeah, that was pretty much it. And I'm a big fan of The Rock, but there was something up with these promos tonight. Like, they just weren't funny. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but I felt like he really didn't deliver on this show, the big go-home show. And I realized that when he did the promo with Punk, he wasn't supposed to be funny. He was supposed to be serious. But when he was doing that stuff with the cops, it was clearly supposed to be funny, and it just wasn't. It was really just cheesy. So yeah, I don't know what was up with that. And overall, it was just a really long, kind of boring show. And predictable ending. But anyways, this one starts off with Heyman and Vicky in the ring. They show the Rock concert again, and Vicky bans Rock from the building to punish him. So we see Rock backstage talking to the cops. He did say one thing I thought was pretty funny. Something about, I bet Vicky's in the ring right now looking like she just swallowed a bunch of stink pickles. That was good. And he says nothing will keep him out. And he tells some bad jokes. Vicky laughs and says, if you smell what the Vic is cooking. That was the opening segment. Pretty disappointing. I did like the whole backstage Rock talking to the cops for a little bit though, just because it was very Attitude Era. And I really like that, but yeah, it just definitely was not funny. So the first Beat the Clock challenge, the winner of this gets to pick their number for the Royal Rumble. And it's Orton versus Cesaro. Cesaro looked really strong in this match, but he throws Orton into the post and rolls him back in. Orton hits the RKO for the win. So they start the time at 11 minutes. They show the awesome Mick Foley video again, and a Shield video with them attacking all the people, Sheamus, Orton, Team Hell No, Ryback. Big Show versus Zack Ryder. Now, Brad Maddox jumps the barricade here to do commentary. And if you watch my videos, I'm a big fan of his. And I know he did commentary on Main Event. I haven't watched that yet, but after this, I'm definitely going to check it out. So I was really excited to see this. And he did nothing. He was there for like maybe a minute. He took a picture with Cole. That was about it. And then he left. But of course the match was really short too. Big Show just knocks out Zack Ryder. And because he's facing Del Rio in a last man standing match at the Rumble, he starts counting to 10. The fans boo, so Big Show leaves the ring. That was the entire match right there. So, I mean, I don't really care about the match, but it sucked that Maddox was only out there for like a minute. So Heyman's on the phone and Maddox comes up and he says, like Heyman, there's nothing he wouldn't do to keep his dream alive. And he's kind of looking at him like, you owe me. So Heyman says that he was wrong about him and tells him he will make sure his dreams come true. He shakes his hand, so obviously they're still in cahoots here. Heath Slater versus Ryback. Ryback destroys all of 3MB, hits Shell Shocked for the win. I don't know. I really hope they haven't been building Heath Slater up just so he could put Ryback over here. Because the past few weeks, maybe a month or so, he's actually been doing much better. I think he had a good match with Orton. I may be mistaken about that. But he had a good one with Miz. And Heath Slater is not that bad. And I just hope they haven't been actually giving him a little push just so they could use him to get Ryback over. But afterwards, Ryback says the Rumble is his match and will take him to Mania. Rock is still talking to the cops. One of the cops has a ticket to the show, and Vicky comes up. She tells Rock he can come in if he apologizes. And he says no, he refuses and says, biatch, you still look horrible tonight. Next Monday Night Raw is supposed to be the Raw Roulette, so that should be interesting. Punk and Heyman come out. Punk says this title is his life's work. And while Rock is here to tell jokes and entertain, he's here to hurt people. and he has earned the title champion, and Rock is not a champion. Another beat the clock match with Miz versus Dolph. This match here, Miz, I like Miz to an extent. I don't think he's that bad. I think he's okay in the ring and he's okay on the mic. I don't think he's fantastic or anything. But Miz fucks up a figure 4 in this match. I could do a figure 4 when I was 12, maybe younger. It's like the easiest move in wrestling besides like a headlock. I mean, even a clothesline takes some skill so that you're not like killing the other dude and not hurting anybody. But this was a figure 4 he totally botched. And Dolph is still trying to sell it. AJ distracts the ref. Big E pulls Dolph to the ropes, so Miz has to break the count. Dolph hits a zigzag for the win with 45 seconds left. So, yeah, I was just really disappointed to see that. I mean, that's such an easy move. Dr. Shelby's in the ring for the anger management graduation ceremony. This whole thing was, terrible. So Daniel Bryan and Kane come out. They have robes on. Daniel Bryan had his hair like slicked over. He looked like he was straight out of the Civil War or something. But they start arguing about who was the better student. And I'm not even sure why they were graduating here when last week they all lost their anger, including Dr. Shelby on Rhodes Scholars. In fact, they recapped that moment before the graduation ceremony. So, and I know that's like a storyline nitpick, and trust me, I really don't give a shit. But I just thought it was funny that they did this. And then they end the whole thing by having everyone hug. Cole and Lawler, fans in the crowd, like, I don't know. It was bad. Kaitlyn versus Alicia Fox. Kaitlyn wins with a spear. Holy crap, I got a lot of stuff written down here. Heyman tells Punk that he got him a skybox and he wants him to watch him drop a Paul bomb on The Rock. So Heyman comes out and he basically says the same thing CM Punk said earlier in his promo. He says that Rock won't beat Punk. Rock's the flavor of the month. And just like the people, The Rock is stupid. So Rock comes out, he's holding the ticket. Lawler says enough of this walrus bomb. That was good. Probably the best line of the night. Even better than Stink Pickles. So Rock says that he wants to become champion one more time. He's worked for 10 years for this shot. I have no idea what he's talking about there. And he uses some Martin Luther King quotes. The lights go out. The Shield's in the ring. They attack Rock. They hit the triple powerbomb on him. And CM Punk says there's only room for one man at the top of that mountain. And we see that Rock's mouth is bleeding a little bit, which I actually thought helped the segment a lot with the way the Shield attacked him, and then you could see him like spitting up blood and stuff. It wasn't anything major. He probably like, I don't know, bit the inside of his mouth or his tongue or something, and he was just spitting up a little bit of blood, but it still helped the segment. And that's the thing about The Rock. Like, if something like this happens, he's smart enough to use this. Alright, so the last Beat the Clock match was Sheamus versus Barrett. They have less than a minute left. Sheamus gets ready to hit the Brogue Kick, and AJ, Dolph, and Big E run out. And AJ gets in the ring and distracts Sheamus. He's still able to hit the Brogue Kick, but he doesn't have enough time to pin Barrett. So Dolph wins the Beat the Clock challenge. And he gets to pick his number. Dolph tells Vicky that he won. He makes out with AJ in front of her and says, "You look wonderful tonight." And Vicky says that you get to pick between numbers 1 and 2. She didn't mean you get to pick any number between 1 and 2. So this entire thing was just a waste of time. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I don't think anybody expects Dolph Ziggler to win the Royal Rumble. He doesn't need to win. He has the briefcase. So I'm not really surprised by this. Punk and Heyman run into Vince McMahon backstage. He tells Punk that there will be consequences if the Shield get involved in his match with The Rock. And And Heyman says there's no evidence that Punk is involved with the Shield, and Vince threatens to strip him of the title. So, possibly something with Brad Maddox here, instead of the Shield, because he only said the Shield. Del Rio versus Tensai. Del Rio wins with a second rope moonsault. He does the 10 count in Spanish. The second name for the Hall of Fame is Bob Backlund. And then Cena comes out. He starts talking about Sundays, Black Ops 2, blow-up dolls. It was a pretty entertaining promo, I have to say. And he says that he will win the Rumble. Sheamus comes out, says he's going to win. Then the Primetime Players, Orton, Miz, Team Hell No, Cesaro, 3MB, and then everyone else. And they all get in the ring and they start fighting, and the last guy to make it to the ring was the Great Khali. And I felt bad for him, because as the show went off the air, he gets clotheslined over the top rope, and you know he's going to get eliminated Sunday. So they had him take 2 over the top rope bumps here. And Khali's not in very good shape, so I did feel bad for that, but yeah, overall, a very predictable go-home show. Nothing really exciting at all. Big fan of The Rock. Glad he's back, but this did not deliver. But I'll have my predictions for the Royal Rumble up tomorrow. I wait until the SmackDown spoilers are up. And typically I avoid the SmackDown spoilers, but this time, for my predictions videos, I always read the spoilers so that I can get the video up quicker. So after I get the spoilers, I will post my predictions on the Royal Rumble. And it's my favorite show WWE does. And I really hope it's a good one. With Cena saying he's going to win, I just have a feeling with the way Rock was laid out. I don't know, I hope there's some type of swerve here, but I have a feeling that Rock may beat Punk, and Cena will win the Royal Rumble, and then at WrestleMania, it's going to be Cena versus Rock again. Especially with the way they kept saying that the winner of WrestleMania is going to the winner of the Royal Rumble is going to headline WrestleMania. This time, I think they mean it. And I think it's going to be Cena versus Rock. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I would much rather have... I wouldn't be completely against Rock versus Cena, except you know it's just so that Cena can get his win back and get the title. And I think it's just a better decision for long-term booking to have Punk keep the belt and feud against someone like Undertaker or something. I don't know. Maybe something just really unpredictable to get people talking about the show. And they have a lot of options. You're going to have Brock Lesnar coming back, surely any time now. And just a lot of other different options they could do. I hear about Orton versus Sheamus, and it could be a great WrestleMania this year as long as they do it right. But anyways, that's my review of this week's Raw. Hope you guys liked the video. Leave your thoughts on this week's show in the comments, and thanks for watching.